Coin dominance. The Caspa whale wallets. Let's see what's going on there. See if we got a dumping going on. Buying, when to expect dumping, when to expect buying. We're going to take a look at that. And the total 3. That's the total market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. We're going to see what's going on here. You can see the altcoin season index is at a 56. I believe we're having one more shakeout. I think that's what's going on here. All right, you're gonna you want fear in the market, right up here. You fear and greed index. It's neutral right now, just on the edge of turning into fear. Okay, you want fear in the market here, right? You want people panicking. That's when you expect bottoms and stuff to really start taking off here. All right, the last 7 days. Let's see what we got here as far as stuff taking off. Okay, look at this. Look at Zcash. All right, that's something that you wouldn't really expect to take off, right? Flare coming up a little bit. You got a few things coming up, right? Let's take a look at Zcash. I mean, there's no reason for people to be piling into that, right? You're looking for stuff to start taking off that, for alt season here, right? I mean, we have a few starting to pop off here and there, okay? Nothing major yet, right? Zcash. I just want to see this chart on this thing. All right, let's look at the last 1 month. Take a look here. Yeah, I mean, look at this thing. It was down at what, 40 bucks? Lower than that, a little bit lower than that. 41 there. Back here, 39. Yeah, 40 bucks. 39.99. It's up 86.4% for the month. 86%. 75% last week. Right, look at this jump right here. Went from 64 up to 75. Nice. If you were longing this, good for you. That's a nice pop to the upside. That's a good winner there. And we're gonna have a lot of this. We're gonna have a lot of stuff popping off. Leverage trading. Man, oh man, this is the time to really cash in, guys, for sure. Alt season. That's the time. You're gonna make some potential massive gains. Can you imagine a 73? Imagine this on a 10x. You would 7x your money here in the last 7 days. That's what I'm talking about. 10x on Zcash, you would have almost 4.5x your money. And on plasma, right down through here. But these are the jumps we want to see, right? These big ones. If you want to sign up and leverage trade with us, guys, that's a level 3 membership in the description of the video. We have 167 members over there. We would love to have you come sign up and get in on this. We got this alt season coming, right? That's when you want to be in with people. We got a really great group over there. That's no BS. That's the truth. There's also a couple leverage trading sites over there too, Weeks and Bitfinex. There's a link for both of them. So if you're interested in just signing up for a place to trade, I would appreciate it if you use those links. It definitely helps the channel out here. All right, now let's we're not going to even click on this, okay? We're going to know when alt season's coming here by the looks of these charts. All right, the Kaspa addresses. I want to show you something here. We've definitely had some dumping, okay, the last 30 days. I'm going to show you here. These are the whale addresses, and up with the whole way down to your crabs, your little holders. Right up here, they're 100 to 1,000 tokens. All right, last 90 days, what do you got going on here? Just what you would expect, right? The little ones are piling up while the big ones down here have been dumping, right? Down 2 humpbacks the last 90 days, down 14 whales, down 26 sharks. All right, from here down, the sharks down to the Aquaman there, got one, and that's Maxi. That's an exchange. Down to the humpbacks here. That's your big boys, right? That's the ones you want to do what they're doing, right? A little bit late for that now, I believe, but I think they're going to come piling back in here pretty soon. So the last 90 days, they've been dumping, right? And if we come over here and Let's pull up the Caspa chart and see where 90 days takes us back to. See where they started, letting go of their tokens, right? This is Bitcoin. We're going to put this on a monthly chart so we can tell, back 90 days where they started selling. Boy, oh boy, that sun is hot. Holy cow, I got it shining through my window here. But extremely windy out today. Wow. Let's pull Kaspa up. I apologize, guys. This will speed up here in a second. My connection out here, up towards my little office area, my garage, it's usually pretty decent, but with wind today, it's a little bit off here. Right, you can see while we're on the Bitcoin chart, might as well cover this. This thing, as long as it stays in this range between 117, call it 118 and 107.5, it's ranging in here. Okay, I thought maybe it was going to hold right up here and take a bounce to the upside. It didn't. Okay, it's wedging up is what's going on. All right, so if it breaks 118. It's heading up towards 130, all right, up in this range up here. If it takes out that 107.5, it's coming down towards 100,000. That would be an ABC. If you look at the one-day RSI, it is heading up. The weekly is rolling over, looking a little bit weak, right? And the monthly looking a little bit weak. So do we get an ABC here? Does this thing start correcting for a C leg, or does it push up one more time? We'll see what happens here. That is your numbers, right? About 118, a break of that, look for 130 something. A break of 107, look for it to come down around 100,000 for that correction. All right, Bitcoin dominance. We cover this right now while we're here. We're doing exactly what we're kind of picturing here. Okay, we open this up. You're looking for this to make a wave 2 back to the upside, and you can see here it looks like it's not doing that. All right, looking for it to come up to around 60.5. All right, up towards there, and then the big rollover. Right. Bounce up here for wave 2 up, and then the big smash to the downside. That's when I'm expecting alt season to really take off. This is a 1 week chart. So what have we got? How long is it going to take to get up here? That's the tough part to figure out, right? The RSI. Let's take a look. On the 1 week heading to the upside. All right, so you do have a bullish weekly dominance. It's probably going to come up here and back test this wedge as resistance now. All right, so could have some more pull down here over the next week, 2 weeks. Hard to say. Hard to say how long it's going to take to get up there. On the daily, see where it's at on the daily, right? Daily is you got your RSI up here, getting towards the oversold. So maybe a few days, maybe a week. We'll just have to see how long it takes to get up there. Now, if we come down here, I'm going to show you the total 3 too. All right. Quite honestly, looking for maybe the altcoins maybe a little bearish over the next few days, week. If we open this up, looks like a this is your wedge here. It's forming, right? This big massive wedge going on here, and here's where price is right here. Looking forward to maybe come down here towards 987 and 980. Back test the top of this wedge, and then alt season taking off there, right? I mean, we're heading up in this area. Okay, that a lot of people out there don't look at charts and understand that stuff. That's where this is heading. There's pretty much no doubt in my mind. I mean, not financial advice, not financial advisor. I'm not telling you bet your house on this stuff, but I truly believe That's where it's heading, up in that range. Okay, maybe higher. Back here, look what this did back in 2021. Went from about 50 billion up to a trillion. Right? What is that? 20x? Yeah, 20x. The altcoins did back there. Is it going to do a 20x this time? I doubt it. You're going from 300 to 1.6. That's over a 10x, right? Up to there for the altcoins. Right now we're at about 1, right? So some nice gains yet ahead, definitely. All right, now Caspa, I want to show you here, everything's kind of lining right up, right? Caspa right now is at 7.6. The last 90 days, where would these guys have been selling 3 months ago? All right now this is on a 1-week chart. That takes us back to July 15th. July, August, September, October for 2 weeks would put us there. Yeah, so they were getting close to the top, right? This is beginning of March here. March, April, May, April, July 1st. What's right about here? July, August, September, October. Wow, they about nailed the top. You take a look here. 3 months ago, right in this range. Them whales were selling right in here about 90 days ago. All right, and they were looking for, obviously, looking for a pullback, right? To get back in, you want to, a nice job on their part, man. What would have gave them an inkling on that? Well, bearish divergence. You get this high, a lower high, and a lower high. Right when it came up to there, we talked about that way back then. That bearish divergence coming in, and then the massive correction. Where's this thing retraced to? Let's put a fib on here. We don't have on this chart here. Look at that, beautiful. 618,702. That's perfect. Absolutely beautiful. Right, I'm expecting them to start coming back in here for sure. You know what I mean? This area here, got your weekly. Let's see where that 1 week RSI is at. Just about reset. The daily, looking a little bearish. Quite honestly, I'm expecting this thing to pull back right down here, right down towards 7 cents on the dot, right on this lower 1, 2, looking for a third touch down here around 7. All right, that's my opinion. Nothing more than that, in my opinion. I think right in this zone here, looking for a pullback and pull down, and then see you later. I think these altcoins are going to start running, and we're going to come down here, get to right here. I think you're going to see a pile of whales start buying and ride this wave to the upside. And that's where a lot of gains are going to be made, in my opinion. If it comes down here and loses 7, especially 6, then I would really start worrying then. All right, that would lose the bottom side of that wedge. I think it's going to hold 7, and then we're going to get a massive rally here. Where could Kaspa head to? Well, let's put this chart bib on here. This thing could bounce back up to, that 15 range, 15 to 16 cents. Possibly, we get a massive run up to 30, maybe. Where's that from here? Pretty decent, that's 100% run back up. So things are looking good, guys. I think we're just about there for sure. All right, this is on a 1 week chart. I think we got that one last pullback here, down here for Caspa, down towards that 7, and then watch for this to hold. And I think the market's really going to start ripping at that point. Caspa doesn't have much room left in this wedge here, right? And you're going to be looking for a pretty decent move out of here for sure. All right, so get ready, guys. It's coming, no doubt about it. Have a great day. Thank you so much. Go sign up for that level 3 membership. Get over in Discord with us, and let's get this thing going. Almost there, man. Like I said, probably one final flush, and we're ready. All right. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon.